What is up, guys? It's Thursday night, and this is Paintball Ruined My Life live streaming time. And you guys are lucky because I plug a micro HDMI cable into my camera and then back to a box and then back into the computer. And I broke my micro HDMI cable, and thank God I have a backup. Micro HDMI cables are the worst. They're so small and like flimsy, I don't like them. Maybe I should get like just a bunch of little adapters because I always break them. This is the third micro HDMI cable I've broken. It's kind of annoying, but hey, it's okay. I think I might just get like, I don't know, regular HDMI cables and then just a bunch of little adapters so that when I break or bend the little, I don't know, input thing, that I could still use cables. So I freaked out for a minute and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to set my phone up for this, but it all worked out and in the end, we're good. So what setup do I have? Well, this is the camera that I don't know, shoot all these videos with, the A6500. And then that goes into a Blackmagic Ultra Studio Mini Thunderbolt. And then into another computer, into another Mac Mini. And then I have a laptop. But I really want to get this thing called the Blackmagic Web Presenter, but it's like $500. It has tons and tons of little glitches and problems. But there aren't any good, like, I don't know, just boxes made for streaming. I kind of want to make a Windows PC that's just made for streaming so I can really start streaming 1080p because I really would like to stream 1080p to improve the video quality. I think the quality, it's not bad, but why not? It could be better, right? I feel like everything on this channel could be better though. I watch the videos back and I'm like, man, I don't know. You guys probably don't notice these things, but I definitely notice, I don't know, little audio problems and video problems and lighting and stuff. But I think from here on out, lighting will be a little better. I've kind of like positioned stuff a little bit different. So, yeah. Hopefully we can get like more consistent lighting throughout these videos. So anyway, yeah, Pacific, for real. NXL AC layout. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But Jason's like, don't hate on yourself. I'll hate on myself forever. But that's okay. It's not like I'm like upset about it. It's just that like, I don't know, it could always be better. And I want to continue to make it better. So you guys enjoy this more, really. The better I can make it, a little better. So Derek's like, I couldn't find the chat button. It's kind of confusing on mobile. You gotta like go down and hit this little like bar. At least that's what it's like on Android. I don't like the way it works. Yeah, so I don't know, should we talk about NXL Atlantic City layout? Or who has paintball questions? We can do that. I'm in the process of trying to secure other guest spots. I want other people to be on these live streams. I think it's more exciting. Maybe not exciting, but I don't know, more fun to watch when it's me and maybe someone else sitting next to me. So I'm gonna like try to get, I don't know, more people on this. Mainly paintball players, really all paintball players. Or at least people that are in paintball, some fashion. Whether they're field owners or store owners or pro players or divisional players or people that work in the paintball industry like at manufacturers or something like that. So I am trying to secure those spots. Anyway, kill switch. Let's see, you have a question. Brad, That's me. What do you think about the setup I'm going to get? Chaos 2, okay. VMAX Plus with a 48 3000 Ninja tank. I think that's good. Yeah, good. Yeah, solid, excellent. I'm assuming beginner entry level setup. I mean, it works. Someone said something about Orion's like, I am so bummed about X-Field Paintball 3. Yeah, like I didn't play it. I just don't have the time for it. I don't have the time to like sit down and actually play it. I was like, yeah, I should do like a, I don't know, what do they call those? Like play with me videos or something like that. I don't know. What all the gamers do. But I don't know. I don't play video games. So it'd be pretty bad. I'd have to like figure it all out, and I just don't have the time to like figure out the game, honestly. But I thought about doing it. But yeah, everyone's been complaining about like glitches and I don't know how lame it is. I saw some comment somewhere. Some guy was like, this looks like some hidden high school designed this. And I was like, yeah. But, I mean, we're so used to seeing like, I don't know, video games that they spend like $100 million producing. And the X-Field guys probably had like 100 grand, something like that. So they're extremely limited with their budget, really. I mean, they can't hire these crazy designers to make it like nutty graphics. So, yeah. So, I don't know. Let's sit on the couch and curse time. Yeah. Sounds about right. Chris, how do you clean your barrel before a tournament? Barrel swab? I don't go like crazy. I'm not like coating it with like Rain-X or anything nuts. I just clean it, just barrel swab it once, and I'm good to go. So, yeah. Amar, Etha 2, Axe 2.0, Mini GS. Price doesn't matter. If price didn't matter, you should buy something else. You should buy something else. But between those two, Etha 2, yeah. The difference between the Axe Pro and the Axe 2.0, mainly just, well, really just two things. Ergonomics, so the Axe Pro has that like actual foregrip that you can like put your hand around, and the OLED screen. That's all really, those two. Those are the two major differences. Obviously they look different and they're different colors and like little things, but mainly ergonomics and the OLED screen. Kellen, thank you for the super chat. That's right. I was gonna get like, I want a bell or like a horn. Maybe we could have like a sound effect. I gotta figure that out. We're gonna have like a soundboard where when someone leaves a super chat, they like, ding! I don't know, something happens. Maybe like an explosion on the screen. I don't know. I'll figure that out. I can do that. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Hey Brad, that's your question. This is Kellen's super chat question. Hey Brad, I got a guy near me selling an E-Tech 3 for 300 Canadian. Your thoughts? Keep up the good work. I will keep up the good work. I don't know what Canadian is in US, so let's see, it's a good deal. 220, yeah, 222.06. Well, at least in our market in the United States, that sounds like the right price. I like the E-Tech 3. I think that this is probably what I would do though. Like I like the E-Techs. I think that they're like 1 through 4 at least, we'll say. The E-Tech 5 is dramatically better. The E-Tech 1, 2, 3, and 4 are kind of all the same gun. So the E-Tech 3 is like crazy reliable, but is going to be loud, kick a bunch, and be kind of hard on paint, so it's going to be difficult to shoot that more brittle paint, especially in Canada. When it gets cold, it's going to be hard to really get paint to come out of the gun at all if you're playing really cold weather. So like if I had $300 Canadian, I would, I don't know, in reality, probably try to find an Empire Axe that's used, because they should be very near the same price. So that's what I would do. I would rather have the Axe. But the E-Tech 3 is also very good, so yeah. Those are my thoughts. A dry fire sound effect. Or maybe like a cash register. I like the cash register. Like cha-ching! But that makes it seem like, I don't know, I'm greedy or something like that. I don't know. Brad, what should I upgrade to? I currently have an Ether 1. Ether 2. Ether 2s are great. Jake's like, I heard paintballs in Canada are filled with maple syrup. That wouldn't be that bad. I'd imagine, though, cleaning afterwards. Ugh. You get shot in the face and you just have, like, maple syrup all over your face. That would probably not be good. Hit refresh. I can't see video. I don't know. No one else is saying they can't see video, so maybe it's just you. Chris, what are my thoughts on the strikers, the Tipman strikers? Like, they seemed cool when they came out. It was kind of like, so the strikers are really kind of based off the Smart Parts Ion. The Ion was like reliable and shot pretty good, but the strikers have had all kinds of issues, like just all kinds of random stuff. So I don't like the striker. I think it sounds good because it's gonna like have that like shot quality of like high-end guns and looks kind of crazy, but I don't think so. I wouldn't do it. Polar bears. We play on our polar bears. Jordans or Yeezys? I don't know. I have these. Like, I've got these shoes. I don't know if that's gonna focus because it's so dark. Is that gonna focus? Yeah. So, I don't know. I actually don't like those. I feel like an idiot kind of when I wear them. I don't wear them much. I've probably worn those like 5 times. I did not pay a crazy amount of money for them. Let's just get that off. Let's just start that. Those were given to me. I didn't even pay for them. So let's just get that out of the way. I didn't pay like $1,500 or like $2,000 for those shoes. Yeah. I am definitely not like hype beast. You'd think it, right? Like I have this Supreme hat on and I just pulled up Yeezys. Like that's not like really though, no. No, not really. I'm not. Show us more yellow boxes of parts, Norm says. Like last live stream, I went through all those like all these part boxes to show everyone all the paintball parts that I have. But I don't know. Does anyone actually really want to see that stuff? I don't know. Who knows? Are you going to play the Invasion of Normandy? I would love to, but I got work, you know, so it's hard for me to like just leave work and travel around. I know that I believe Aaron Tholey, maybe those guys are watching it, from Vintage Paintball, invited and asked me to go to their big game that's coming up pretty soon here. But same thing, right? I was like, man, I can't. I wish I could, but I just got work. It's very hard for me to leave work more than one day. So, yeah. What is my favorite NXL team? Favorite pro team? I think AC Dallas. I would have to say AC Dallas. Mainly because they're like the underdog and they're a new team and like I just really like to see them win. I don't like have anything against any of the other pro guys or teams or know any of the AC guys. I just want them to do well. So, yeah. Braden, what's the best $300 to $800 gun? G-Tech 160R, but the price, that's $300 to $800 is a massive price difference. So, I don't know. Fred said, I saw your video about the Meiji S and Rise Maxed. but I still hesitate. With which one do I get more for my money? Mini GS. I mean, I feel so. I mean, I don't know. I guess, like I talk about this often. Like, when we compare the two guns, like if you were to look at like a spec sheet and feature list of the GS and like a spec sheet and feature list of the Proto Rise Maxed, I think that you would see more stuff that's appealing on, well, I don't know, maybe not. I mean, definitely the barrel's better. No, you do get the on-off with the Maxed. So yeah, like I think you would see more stuff that was appealing on the Maxed, but I feel like the reliability and shot quality wise and like maintenance wise, the GS is a better gun. I think in the long run, you'll be happier with it. So I would go Mini GS now. Buy True Religion and a Louis Vuitton purse? Well, first of all, True Religion's awful, and a Louis Vuitton purse? I'm a man. I don't really need a purse, but thank you for the suggestion, crazy gamer. And where are all your 69 super chats? Proto Reflex Rail? Still, same thing. Like, I mean, I think the Reflex Rails are probably Mini GS X price, and they're just better. They're just better. So, let's drink some of this water. Chris, have you ever played down here in Florida before? Yeah, I've played, I mean, PSP, that's the only reason I played in Florida. Well, PSP and MPPL, back in the day I played MPPL Tampa Bay, probably not Tampa Bay because it wasn't in the ocean. But I played MPPL Tampa, and then, man, I don't know, I've probably been to like 6 or 7 tournaments in Florida then with the PSP, so yeah. 800 PSI output tank on a CS 1.5. I would, you can. I mean, you're not gonna break anything, but the gun's gonna work better if you're at that like 400 to 500 price. This is clear coffee, Norm said. This is the, like, I've used this joke way too many times. The Starbucks Clear. It's like Pepsi did that clear Pepsi thing. That's Starbucks Clear. Okay, so a couple people asked me this earlier today if I was going to talk about NXL AC Atlantic City layout. So let's talk about that. I'm going to scoot over here so I'm kind of like still sort of in the frame. So that is one pretty crazy paintball layout. For those of you that watched like Paintball Ruined My Week this week, in that video I was like, man, I'm really getting tired of talking about all these like layouts that come out. I feel like I'm not lit very well here. I'm probably not. I'm getting tired of talking about all these layouts that are just boring and it's like the same thing. So I'm really glad the NXL decided to do something creative and mix it up a little bit. And they mixed it up. I think for the first time ever, the W is not in the center of the field, which is really, really cool. I am really a fan of it. And that snake is sort of ridiculous. So that snake is like, they've done that snake before, something similar. I just can't remember like what tournaments it was, but we've seen that snake style before, but it's definitely the first time that the W's been off to the center. Well, not definitely. Like I said, I don't really remember, but I think that's the first time we've seen the W off center and not smack in the middle. So it's interesting. I mean, that's for sure. Here is a different view. That's the snake's side. Yeah. So it looks interesting. There's the top view. Let's go to a top-down view. Yeah, I'm curious how this is gonna go. I still think we'll see people at the W often. I like this view more though. I like the back center view. I still think we'll see people go to the W often, but it's very possible that that big tower that's before the W, that's almost in the 50, or not at the 50, but like in line with the back center kind of. That looks like people will go to that thing often, I bet. Because I bet you can run to that like tall cake that's at a back center, and then go to the other cake, and then just go right around to that tower. I don't know though. I think we'll probably see some aggressive breakouts with teams doing that. And then the non-aggressive teams probably won't take that bunker that often. So, yeah. Okay, that's the layout. I feel like I would like to spend more time talking about it, but I don't know what else to talk about, you know? Like, that's the layout. My eye kind of itches. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. I would like to... I'm going to try to go play the layout before the tournament. Yeah. I know that at least here, locally, Capital Edge will probably have that thing set up. So I would like to yeah, go out and experience it. Drone, you said, what is a good way to try and get friends to play with you if they think airsoft is better? I have no idea. Just go play paintball with them. I don't know. Well, you could pay for everything. I'm sure that if you paid for everything, they'd go. But no one wants to do that, so yeah. I honestly don't know. Yeah, the Exalt. So the Exalt version 2 goggle case, it does look pretty cool. We might as well pull that up too. Let's see if I can do that kind of quick. Yeah, so Exalt has their new like goggle case out, and it does look really good. It definitely looks like, I don't know, more creative. Man, there's pictures all over the place of it already. Let's, I don't know, here we go. Let's save that image. I might have should have had this prepared, but this is for sure something that I will be talking about in Paintball Ruin My Week this coming Monday. And the gentlemen at Exalt were kind enough to actually send me some extras of these things so that I can give them away. So coming up here pretty soon, that's weird, Exalt. Coming up here pretty soon, yeah, that's the new Exalt goggle case. That right there, and that right there. Let's do that. Looks kind of weird. There we go. So yeah, Exalt was kind enough to actually send me, like I said, extra goggle cases. So coming up here pretty soon, probably in the next week or so, I will be giving some of those away. But it definitely looks like an improvement on the previous case. Because one of the things that I didn't like about the original Exalt case was that the top like closure part where, I don't know, you'd put the mask in and it was like a drawstring and it was mesh, and I didn't really like that. So I like how it's actually a zipper now. So it makes the mask a little bit more secure in the bag. And they've also added, you can kind of see in that picture, I think in your top left, I don't know what side it's on, where the mask bag's actually closed, there's actually another compartment right in the center. So it's kind of cool. I like it. So we'll see. They should, I don't know, I imagine I'll have those next week at some point, and then we'll do like a review on them and then give some away. I think I have 3 I will be giving away. I think, maybe 2. I don't know what's happening. We'll have to see what happens. But I like them. I mean, I was a fan of the original Exalt case, goggle case, goggle bag, whatever you want to call that. So we'll see. Whoa, I got a lot going on. We'll see what this one's like. It looks more sturdy, but it's also more money. I think the original ones were like 25 bucks and this is 35, but still, that's not bad. It looks like a good product. I don't know, you could put, what else could you put in that compartment? You know, I really don't know, because you can't really put anything that in there that has anything to do with a mask. I mean, you could put in all kinds of stuff. Grease, batteries, I don't know, all kinds of things. It's definitely not big enough for lenses. That would be kind of cool if they could incorporate a goggle bag that could take lenses, but then again, they also sell a lens case, so it would kind of be competing with their other products. And the like, case would get big. Yes, you definitely could put microfibers in there. That is a good call. You could put, as Derek Roberts says, Fog Dock, which is an excellent anti-fog. We're gonna call it paste, I guess, yeah. 49T Andrew said he purchased an Ether 2 from my reviews, and you love it. Good, they're great, man, like they really are. I love the things. Ugh. Thoughts on the HK packs? I don't really like them. I mean, I don't know, I think that there's, for that price, there are better paintball harnesses, so I'm going with something else personally. Do on-off ASAs come with a macro line fitting? Most of them do not. I think the only ones that do are the Planet Eclipse ones. I think everything else is going to be macro fittingless. Yeah. Sizik, what do you mean? Brad, I'm here on time for once. I've seen you around. What do you mean for once? You've been here? For sure. What was that? Thoughts on the petrol packs? I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. A used Axe 2.0 for $215. Should you get it? Sure, why not? Just buy it and resell it if you don't want it, because $215 seems a little cheap. Seems a little less than typical. Yeah, so, I mean, worst case scenario, if you don't like it, you can just resell the thing. Don't get one of those packages. What package? I'm curious. Carson, okay, you said on Anus Gear they have those starting play packs. Are they worth it with pod packs, hoppers, and all that? You know, I find that, like, this is what happens with, like, a lot of those pre-bundled, like, most of the manufacturers do this. And there's some stores that will, like, pre-pack stuff too. So most of the time, if it's like a good deal, like if you're like adding all the stuff up, it'll come with, like, the gun's fine, right? Because that's like the bulk product. That's like the biggest thing in that pack. But a lot of the times they come with like a terrible mask and like super cheap pack and just really cheap stuff, and it's not any good. Or they come with good stuff. So say like you're looking at a Tippmann 98 and it comes with, like, I don't know, say a Helix thermal mask and like the Tippmann 48 3000s and just like a regular 200 round hopper. When it's bundled together like that, typically those ones that come with like good stuff aren't any better deals. It's just you're just buying it together. But a lot of the time, those pre-bundled like packages come with a lot of weird, like, cheap stuff. So I don't necessarily like those pre-bundled packs. I think you're better off like finding out what you actually want and just buying it separate. Because you're actually gonna get things you want, you know, rather than like just buy it all together. So yeah. Crazy Gamer, there's your super chat. Thank you though. Another Canadian. Another Canadian? Chris, with a 30-inch waist, will the dyed jetpack be too small? No, it'll still work. You can fit you fine. It's good. Bunker Kings are the best packs? I think so. I mean, they're one of my favorites. I like those Empire packs a lot. Well, Finals. Thoughts on the Vio Extend? I like the Virtue Masks. I don't really like the Extend. I still think that the Vio Ascend is like their best mask. I like those the most, I think. JT, Super Chat is not available in your area. Where are you at? I'm curious about that. I don't know how to pronounce that like second part of your screen name though. Lovagillo? Glio? Glue? I don't know. I'm just curious where you're at. Can I come, Marco, can I come to Extreme Paintball in Modesto, California? The store or field? Puerto Rico. Really, it's not. The G is silent. Lavillo. Lovilla? Close. Puerto Rico. That's kind of weird it's not available in Puerto Rico, though. I would have assumed it was available in Puerto Rico, seeing as it's a U.S. territory. Crazy Gamer, thank you again. Thank you. Appreciated. An Insight for 300 bucks? I'd rather have that Axe 2 or Ether 2. And then, as a lot of you know, I would rather have Ether 2. Don't go to Modesto. I'm with you on not going to Modesto. I will be going to Modesto on Monday, but not for paintball, so. Yeah. Carson has $300 and he needs everything. What should he get? Okay. Tipman A5, 48, 3,000. Empire Helix. Yeah. And then, I don't know, do whatever else you want with the money. You have like 20 bucks left over. You should bring Jake back. Jake probably will come back. Jake will come back, for sure. I want to set up like a live stream. I talked about this very briefly in the beginning. I want to set up like a live stream schedule. So, well, we kind of already have one, Tuesdays and Thursdays. But I want to set a schedule up with different people. So, yeah, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would like to have guests pretty much every time. So, like I've said this before, but I've asked people, we're just kind of like waiting. Crazy. What did Jake say? Crazy. I think I have to have 1,000 subs. I just got 500 today. I don't know what. I don't know. You're available Tuesdays, but you live in Puerto Rico. So people that come on are going to sit right next to me. So when we have guests, my idea at least is Jennifer's going crazy. She made me lose my train of thought. What was I saying? I don't know. We'll skip that. Not sure. Dye Alpha Pods. I like the Alpha Pod. Yeah. I don't know. They're good. They're priced well. They're 200 bucks. So. Anyway, what was I talking about? I honestly don't remember. I don't know. Oh, guests. So, yeah, like I think what'll happen is I will talk to them. Like, it matters who it is, right? So, like, some people I would like to interview and, like, ask a bunch of questions. And we can talk about, I don't know, their answers to questions. And then possibly take questions from people in the stream. But depending on who the person is, we probably won't be answering a lot of these, what should I get for $200? So, it's really going to matter who's on. Yeah. Jennifer told me she wasn't, like, coming into the live stream tonight. It's interesting seeing her. The Lone Wolf. What are my thoughts on the Zebra EVS? I do not like them. I don't know. They're good masks, but I just don't like the crazy zebra-ness. So, yeah. What is my relationship with Jen? Jen is my girlfriend, but she comes here very often, and it's extremely distracting when she comments over and over and over and over. So that is why I lost my train of thought about talking about guests. You're sick of seeing the zebras. I know people have been posting them everywhere. Brad, is Brad still alive? He's still live. We are still live on the internet. Yes. Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to do was, like, someone just brought up they want to see a bunch of drone shots. One of the things that I wanted to do, like, if I was, like, serious about paintball, is that on, like, these tournament fields, I would really like to get 4 GoPros and, like, cut the field in fourths, and then, like, little, you know, fourths, I guess, and then put cameras in each of those, like, 4 quadrants, and then film down, and then put all the footage together, and then have, like, perfect top-down view, and be able to go walk back and, like, watch games and analyze what people do and shooting, and, I don't know, be able to critique players. Okay, that's a interesting comment. You should do like the quiz, except have us vote for the first guest on each stream. So wait, what was it? I should do what? You should do like the quiz. I know I did that quiz before, and I would like to continue doing that at some point, but I don't have the time to manage it. I feel like it would need a lot of management. So, except have us vote for the first guest on each stream. So, yeah, but the problem is like, it has to revolve around people's schedules, too. I can't just be like, yo, people want you to come here 7 o'clock on Tuesday the 15th. And they're like, but I can't. And then I'm like, okay. So, I don't know if it can necessarily be up to you guys or me. It's just going to be like, up to whoever wants to come on and when they can, you know? Because some of these people are busy, so they can't always just, you know, come on whenever they want. Or come on whenever we want them to. It's got to be around their schedule, because in reality, they're doing me a favor, so I can't be picky about when they're doing it. I know, it's a little difficult. If we lived in a world where Planet Eclipse didn't exist, what marker would you shoot? Probably a Vanquish. Vanquish? Yeah. I like the Vanquish. I like the Vanquish. I like the way Vanquish feels. I think they're fairly reliable. Fairly reliable isn't necessarily a ringing endorsement, but yeah. And like the Luxes have kind of grown on me though. Like I definitely don't like the 1.0, the 1.5, the 2.0, or the OLED, but the Ice, I don't know. I think the Ice is like quite a bit better than, I don't know, other guns now, other the previous Luxes. So maybe a Lux Ice? I don't know though. Bunker Machine, you said you should come up to the Vintage Big Game and do a live stream up here with the guys from there. I'd love to, but I'm in California and that's in Minnesota, so it's really far away, and I don't have the time or money to do that. I would love to. That'd be awesome. Carl Markowski would be a great guest. Yeah. Yeah. So I gotta figure out a way to like patch Skype in. I really don't want to do that though. I really want like everyone, like whoever it is, to be sitting right here and us to like actually talk back and forth and not have like me on half a screen and someone else on half a screen. Like, I don't know. So, I don't know. I just don't like that. I feel like it's kind of weird. Maybe I could get the person their own monitor, and I could get a monitor and put it right there, so we wouldn't necessarily even have half a screen. It'd just be like their monitor, and then I could like switch back and forth to whoever wanted to talk. That's a bunch of craziness. I don't know if I have the hardware or software to do that. Sam, Brad, you cornhole. Okay. I was like, I don't know if I want to read that chat, that comment, but thank you for super chats, right? I do appreciate them. I do need to get like my sound effect and like ping like thing going here though. You cornhole, you ignored my first super chat. Did I? I didn't mean to. For sure didn't mean to. I just didn't see it. That's $10 so far, and you don't spend any time. Wait, it's $10 so far. Don't spend it all in one place. Dead voice. I can't read either. I won't spend it all in one place. Well, I probably will. It'll go to like pay electricity or something like that. So. Is the 160R worth it? Yeah. 160R is good. Victorville, sorry, not Victoria. Victorville, California. Why do I know where Victorville is? Isn't that like Visalia area? Right? Eddie, what is Eddie doing? Sorry, I yelled and got excited. Eddie, what is up? What is going on? Junior Brown could come and do a live with you. Yep, absolutely, Eddie. That is one of the people that I thought about today. So tomorrow, Victorville is not in Visalia. Victorville is in the high desert. For sure, he is going to be one of those people that I reach out to. Junior would do it, so yeah. But Eddie, it's awesome that Eddie's playing paintball again. That's cool. Anyway. Can you play speedball with a realistic paintball gun? Sure. I mean, it's difficult. Like, I explain this when I talk about, like, beginner paintball guns all the time. Everyone gets, like, drawn into, like, oh, look at that crazy, like, M16 thing. But, like, it's just hard to play with. They're just big and heavy. No matter if you're, like, in the woods or on a speedball field, no matter what it is, like, it's just big and heavy. So I don't recommend them for any scenario of play. Any scenario of play. See what I did there? So you can do it, it's just difficult. Yeah. Ether 2 CS 1.5? I don't know. So, yeah. Response trigger, blah, blah, blah. Brad, I got a CS 1.5 for $900. Isn't that great? That is great. That is great. Do you prefer the axe trigger or the 3.5 trigger? Not the entire marker, just triggers. Like, I think that the, like, 3.5 trigger feels better, like, just when I'm just shooting, but I can shoot the axe trigger faster. I don't know. 3.5, yeah. It just feels better. Yeah. Garrett Buffington wants to know, 3.5 or CS1 and why? I just prefer the way the 3.5 feels, so 3.5. They're both really good, I think, obviously, but I gotta restart something really fast. The 3.5 feels better in my hands, so I prefer the way that the 3.5 feels, so I'm picking that one. So I also got something interesting today from a very, very gracious subscriber of this Paintball Ruin My Life channel, he was kind enough to loan me a paintball gun. So coming up here pretty soon, I'm going to be doing, I want to ask first, but I think a shooting video and kind of like comparison of Ben's gracious enough to have loaned me this to, like, I don't know, mess with and kind of play around with. But that is the Planet Eclipse CS 1.5. Yeah, so in reality, there's going to be like a CS1 versus CS 1.5 video coming up at some point. I don't really know entirely what that is going to entail, but it will come. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, yeah. I haven't actually held one of these guns yet. I've held the boxes with the guns in them, but never actually like held one. And it's definitely lighter. I mean, I think it feels lighter. I mean, it's crazy how much smaller the actual pop sawn-off is. That's what's crazy. And I've also realized that, like, I don't really like the blade trigger. Not a fan of the blade trigger, but there will be a CS 1.5 versus CS1 video. And like I said, I want to ask Ben. I still have to message him and say, thank you, dude. I got it. But if you're watching this, you know, I really do appreciate it. So yeah, I do have to ask him though, because I probably will be doing a shooting video. And I know this is not like, it does feel smaller. I don't know if it's the trigger guard milling, like around the frame, it feels smaller. I don't know, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I should ask Planet Eclipse to give me one of these. I don't think it's gonna happen. But anyway, yeah. Marco, is the CS 1.5 the best gun out right now? I think that's what RN means. I guess so, yeah. But I still don't know if I like it all that much. I still rather have a 3.5 probably, so. What's better, $200 with an on-off ASA and ion bolt? Wait, what? I don't know what that means. Best pro player, Eddie asks. Currently? See, I don't know. Like, I think that it's confusing to me because I feel like at this point, Nick Laval, Chris got you. I was like, I don't get it. I don't understand that. I feel like Nick Laval is the best player. Bobby Aviles. No. Sorry. that was mean, I feel like. I feel like Nick Laval, with the way that the fields have been set up, is the best player in the league. Because I feel like that he is the MVP, and he is the MVP on like the best team in the league. So, I don't know. I think he helps his team the most, and his team is the best. So I think that makes him the best. But I feel that like if they got rid of the W, Nick Laval wouldn't be relevant anymore. I mean, he'd still be good, but he wouldn't be nearly the same person. So I think that, like, if I were to choose a best player, because Nick seems like, I don't want to say one-dimensional, but kinda. Like, one person, just watching Alex Goldman play paintball sometimes, it's like, Jesus, dude. Like, it's crazy how he can, like, get to a spot and then, like, 10 seconds later shoot 3 guys and then, like, it's like a 2-on-4 or some shit, like, super fast. So it's crazy to me. So I'm going Alice Goldman. Alice Goldman, yeah. Yeah. Kyle Spica is good. Kyle Spica is definitely not the best paintball player at this moment, though. I think Nick Laval because of the W, but I don't know. I'm still trying to get, like, I need to email Go Sports again. I've talked about this on here. They need to, like, I've been trying to get footage from them, but yeah. The first time I cussed, what did I even just say? I don't even know. If you watch that Woods Ball video that came out, I cussed multiple times in that. I dropped the F-bomb a couple times. I try not to on here, but you know, every once in a while it just comes out. I don't think stats can be the only thing to take into account. Paintball knowledge has to be heavily considered. Like when choosing the best player, yeah, for sure. I mean, like, because there's, like, well, Real Sports, for example, because we don't really have a lot of paintball stats. I mean, they have this, like, who shot the most people, but that's kind of lame to me. But like other sports, right, there's guys that, like, don't have a lot of stats, but are crucial to teams because they're just good teammates or have good energy and everyone likes them and they just, like, keep the team together. So, yeah, stats are not the only, like, metric. Well, they are a metric. Stats are not the only way to measure whether people are good for teams. Donald, what do I think of Oliver's adventures? I am extremely jealous of Oliver's adventures. I am trying to build my life up to be able to go on adventures like Oliver. Yeah, we'll say that. Brad or Jake, I'm looking to buy a GOG Enemy or a 98 Custom as a beginner. Thoughts? They're both very good. I feel like we'll say pros of the Enemy is that they're quieter, they kick less, and they're easier on paint. But they're going to be higher maintenance and a little bit harder to work on than the 98. But the Enemy's definitely going to shoot better, so. Eddie. I always see Eddie's comments. I don't know why. When are you going to bring back the Angel A1? When am I going to bring it back? Absolutely never. I have an Angel LCD, single trigger LCD, but my charger won't charge it. So I don't know if, like, the charger's bad, the board's bad, or the battery's bad. And I really don't want to look into it. Sam with another super chat. Yo, Brad, rate my setup. A JTER2 pump pistol with 12 grams. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the ER2. But because it was a super chat, 9.5. That's the highest score ever on a Rate My Setup. Good night, Anthony. Marco, do you think Ollie Lang is the best to live at paintball? At paintball, who's the best ever? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if I mean, because it's difficult. Yeah, he's the best of, like, my generation of paintball probably, but I don't know, because I'm not, like, ultra familiar with guys from, like, the 90s and stuff that were, like, legends in their time. So, you know. Do you think the NXL will be on ESPN at some point? No. We don't need that. I mean, at one point we were, like, wanted, like, paintball to be on, like, huge TV and stuff like that, and I don't even care anymore. We don't really need it. We just need to, like, continue growing. We need to, like, figure out how to retain players. So a lot of you in here are newer paintball players. I can tell by your questions. And what we need to figure out as an industry and as paintball people is how to keep you guys more interested in paintball and keep you around. That's what paintball really needs right now. Who's better, Matt Marshall or Todd Martinez at paintball or commentary? No offense to Matty, but Todd is better at paintball, and Todd is better in the commentary booth as well. Man, who's glad? For those of you guys who have been around a while, who's glad Chris Lasoya is no longer in the webcast? God, that guy would kill me. I don't think paintball is making paintball cheaper. I don't think making paintballs cheaper is what's holding a lot of people back from playing more. I mean, it is at some point, yes, but I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I think that, like, I think one of the big problems that at least paintball has had is we've pushed people toward tournaments. Like, it's like the be-all, end-all of paintball. It's like, oh, if you don't play, you're supposed to buy a Tipman, and you're supposed to play 20 times, 10 times, and then you're supposed to start playing tournaments. Like, I feel like that's a problem. And, like, I realized that, like, playing, I think, in the woods last weekend, that I had a lot of fun. Like, I really enjoyed myself. And I think that we need to have more of that, just like fun times. And when we go out to some of these paintball fields, I don't think it's like that. I think that it's fun, but it's like, yeah. But man, it was a lot of fun Sunday. And we were goofing around and like people were yelling at people across the field and just having fun. Not yelling like angrily either, just like, I'm gonna get you, and like just, I don't know, having fun. It was good. And I think that, at least around me, we're kind of lacking that funness still. Crazy Gamer. How does your paintball field sells 2,000 paintballs for $160? That sounds more of a problem with a paintball field. That's ridiculous. I don't know how anybody would play if it pays $160. That's just absurd. Well, guys, you did, Brian. You did miss Atlantic City layout. There it is again, though. I don't know. I just talked about like how it's just good to see a new, refreshing layout. It's not just the same old thing over and over. So you missed it. In about, I don't know, 30 minutes here, though, you can go back and watch this again if you want, if you would like to. So yeah, we're about that hour mark, and I think I'm going to end a little bit earlier than normal. Austin's like, I'm late, but I'm going to leave now. So hopefully, guys, next week, we're going to get a guest in here, and that's my goal. So I have about 10 emails to send out to people to try to get people in here. I think that it would be interesting to get perspective from other paintball players and people around. Marco, I shouted you out. Shout out. I've also mentioned your name because I've seen your comments before. Peter asked, anyone have experience with Enigma barrel kits? I personally don't. I know people talk up these barrels a lot. Like a lot of barrels. There's like that's the lurker barrels, right? But a lot of people, Mad Haxer, do I have an email address? I do have an email address. You can, if you want to actually email me, you can email me at that email address, info@paintallruinedmylife.com or brad@paintallruinedmylife. What was I talking about? Yeah, there's a lot of these like smaller barrel manufacturers that have like everyone really likes, and I don't know, man. I'm not all up on that barrel hype, so I just kind of like use 8-9 and just go for it. But I do think that, and the problem is I don't really have, I was like, maybe I should start underboring. I was thinking about that earlier today. I was like, I'm gonna start underboring paint. And I don't know, just see what it's like, you know? Like, I've never really done it before. But I don't really have a barrel that's that small. The smallest barrel I have is 8.5, so I really can't underbore that easy. Warped Speed 05 says, Warped Speed 05, like Warped Speed Angel 05? I got a pic of you picking your nose last live stream. That's possible. I do pick my nose on occasion, as I'm sure all of you do. I just happen to be alive on the internet. But that's fine, I don't really care. Open a forum for Paintball Ruined My Life? I thought about it. It's been thunking. It's been thought about. I can buy 2,000 paintballs for $35, but I go to the local field and it's 160. That seems crazy. Well, yeah, you shouldn't be. You said average Joes pay $1,000 a week plus groceries, bills. Average jobs, sorry, average jobs, $1,000 a week. Sure, $4,000 a month, whatever. That's more than I make. Well, I don't make any money. It doesn't leave a lot of money. Yeah, for sure. But $160 for 2,000 paintballs is absurd. I don't know. It's just crazy. Does PaintballRuinedMyLife.com accept PayPal? Yeah. It does. On the store, yeah. Everyone picks their nose. Look around the freeway. Yeah. People are like, just like going for it, driving down the street. Dynasty doesn't bore paint. Most people don't. Most of these pro guys are like, they're like me. They're like 689 works. And no one really checks it. I mean, some of the guys do probably, but most of them don't. See you on Jake's stream? I don't know. Maybe when I go home, I might see what's happening there. So, I don't know. But guys, like I said, so the goal, I keep saying this, my goal is to have guests. If I get any cool guests, 691, yeah, they right, like, I mean, all these guys don't really use, they just use big barrels because they break less paint. These guys would much prefer, like me, to have stuff be a little less accurate and just don't break paint ever. That's why I'm like 8.9 all the time, because paint's most of the time 8.5, and I'm fine with, you know, shooting a big barrel. I don't know. Because I feel like accuracy is like all based on paint. Like, it's like 90% paint based, so yeah. Austin, are you planning on making custom barrel sleeves on your online store? There's a few on there. There's not a lot left, but within the next week, at least, I will be having more made, and then hopefully 3 weeks, actually have more on there. So, yeah, there'll be more in like 2-3 weeks, hopefully. There should be, I think, better ones than what I previously had. But yeah, pretty soon here, a couple weeks, there will be more, at least, than what's on there right now. Brad, what paintball series did you mention in your video that we should check out? I don't know what you mean. I am confused. Which video? I don't know. Are the Axe 2.0 or Etha 2 headbands up? No, they're not. I don't know if I can like show a little preview of those. I think that I would, I don't know. I might screw this stream up right now, but we're gonna try to open Photoshop real fast. No, Axe 2 headbands are not up. But they are kind of like designed. So bear with me guys. I'm going to be doing computer related things. And if the stream gets all laggy and funky and starts skipping, just hold on. Just bear with me for a couple minutes here. I can't, that monitor is so far away too, it's kind of hard to see. So the reason I'm doing this is because Axe 2.0 versus Etha headband question came up. So we are going to see. This might kill this. This might kill this computer. You should buy a Ryzen. I think that's how you the AMD processors. Yeah, but I absolutely despise Windows. And this new Apple announcement that just happened really kind of frustrated me. So I really wanted to like, I'm really just probably gonna buy a new MacBook Pro at some point here. Okay, so I don't know if this is actually gonna happen. I'm not sure if this headband will actually happen, but that is kind of what it'll look like. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like stay with the colors. I'm not sure if I like that. So I'm not 100% positive, but there will be some sort of, that was just like a quick version just to kind of like see what it looked like. The one that I like more that has something to do with this channel, yeah, I don't know if I like it. I'm just not sure. I think I like, whoop. I think that I like this more though. So this one's like, ooh, somewhat related to, it's got all the like, it's kind of hard to see maybe, but it's all that hashtag PBQT one. Someone brought that up. I'm like, that's a good idea. I kind of like that one. So there'll probably be some version of one of those. I like the Paintball Question Time one, but I don't know if I really like the Etha 2 versus Axe 2 one. I kind of just like picked a random font and did it. So I don't really like those. I should get one of those headbands for free there, Brad, since you know I kind of come up with the idea. Did you? I don't even remember. I don't know. I don't know. That's why I was like, somebody. I don't remember anything. My memory is god awful. So I don't know. Let's look at another one. I probably like the one that I probably like the most is probably one that a lot of people aren't gonna like, but I'm kind of like not like an art nerd, but I like some art stuff. So this is another one. And maybe at some point, if someone can tell me like, this is not gonna happen, but I would like someone to tell me who the artist is that actually did this. Because I did not actually design that. I just like stole the design from somebody. And we're hoping it's not copywritten. Star Wars headbands, definitely not gonna happen. So someone was like, who said that? Someone said make it red. Crazy Games like make it red. And this headband right here, I will be making a red one. So anyway, a Laser Cats one, there will be Laser Cats version 2, and I'm not gonna do a Supreme one or an X-Men one or Star Wars. Those are all companies that could sue me. So I want to try to stay away from the lawsuits. That I don't want to happen. So guys, I am leaving. Exalt versus HK headband? No, that's a weird one. I do like this. No one's been able to tell me who actually designed this. You don't have to give up asking questions without a super chat. It's just that there's a bunch of questions. People constantly ask questions. I talk about this every time I do a live stream. People think that I'll only answer questions when people super chat, but that's not true. You just get more recognized. Yeah, the Vans one, that is one of the ones that made me not want to do copyrighted stuff anymore. I also did a Marvel one that had like the Hulk and like a bunch of other characters on it, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like when I put them online, I was like, I don't know. This seems like I could get in trouble for this. So, Chris, there's your shout out. And I'm gonna go home. So you guys enjoy your evening. Paintball question time Monday.